ranked in this particular project and is a fascinating, eloquent speaker. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have other people who are here or not here, you want to call them and let them know that Chantel is on. Chantel, thank you so much for being here.
Wow, thank you so much for that introduction, Grace. And wow, didn't we have an exciting weekend? Because we got the latest news in Vietnam about what is behind this project of 3FO and why it is so ingeniously designed. And therefore, tonight, although this presentation has been there before, I will try to weave in that what I learned over the weekend from everybody and all the leaders who were there. So thank you, leaders, for sharing your knowledge and helping us always be up to date for sharing the information with our community. Okay, so, oh, sorry. One second. Yes, here we need to start. So, tonight I have the privilege, specifically for those of you who are here for the very first time, to give you an introduction to our new platform, which is now 2 months old, and it's called 3FO. And the 3 stands for Web3 powered. We are a community built around a tech development company. And our tech development is completely specialized in the future fit technology of what we call Web3 and blockchain and AI. And it is amazing to be able to sit so closely to the leadership of this company, because it means that you are literally witnessing and participating in the launch of new platforms, new initiatives. And if you are curious and you like learning and you know that the future in finance is going to change, then this is an amazing opportunity to learn and earn at the same time. Because the moment you understand the frameworks that are being created here, you're starting to understand and see a whole bigger world open up. And why did I say learn and earn? Well, earn because everything we do here is earning daily, giving an opportunity to earn daily in Ethereum. It is, as we in short say, Ethereum base in and Ethereum base out. And that is an amazing coin, because Ethereum in the crypto world is seen as the silver of cryptocurrencies. So if you can earn something that has an association to silver, then you know that you are spending your time valuable. And time is your highest valued commodity. It doesn't come back. So be precious about your time. And the other part that's really beautiful about this project and what I love is that it doesn't matter from where you are joining this Zoom, whether it is from the UK, the United States, or South Africa, a country I've been living in for 37 years, or maybe Asia. It doesn't really matter, because every single person starts absolutely with the very same pack to participate. So the very same starting point, and plays with exactly the same rules. So it is a global movement of decentralized networking in affiliate marketing, and it's therefore also a movement that is really working together, that is looking at local solutions, but within the same system of the same rules. And that's what I really love. On that note, let's go straight in. So if you're starting with the Ignition pack, which is the pack that we all start with, then you're getting a combination of products and value. And the first product is our Liquid Pay Choice Card. We, in our ecosystem, have developed Liquid Pay Deal Bank, which is our on-chain banking platform with our own crypto credit card. And the crypto credit card that we are offering you is the Liquid Pay Choice Card. It gives you unparalleled global spending, as it is backed by Visa. So you are freeing yourself from traditional banking limits. A single transaction limit goes up to $10,000. You get a personal cashback of up to 3%, and the referral of cashback is 0.1%. And then there is a second product. The second product is the Whale Pass for Pi, Protocol Yield. Protocol Yield is a trading platform where we can participate by giving the assets under management to high-frequency traders. So what does it mean? It means that if you've never traded before and you want to first learn what trading is, you can give your money to the strategy that you like most, and then the smart traders are trading for you, the high frequency traders are trading for you, whilst we as Protocol Yield analyze all the transactions, analyze the score of the strategies. And when you think, hey, it's time to switch a strategy, you can do that. You can get out, you can switch. So this pass gives you asset under management of up to $500. You are sharing your success fee, 50%, with those who trade for you, and the validity of this pass is a lifetime. So if today is not the right time, but tomorrow it is, then that's okay. You can do this at the time and in the way that you want it. And then for those of you who are already a little bit more familiar with buying and selling crypto and holding it as an asset, LFG Starter Pack is an amazing opportunity, because sometimes we see the volatility of those individual coins, which can be managed through indexes. So in LFG, we are trading in indexes of crypto assets. And we did it in Dodo, and that was working for me amazingly. But with LFG, it really feels like I stepped from a little Volvo to a BMW. The engine is so much smoother. It's so much quicker to say, okay, I want to step in now and I want to get out now. So I can suddenly optimize my yield and my trading profits as a result of very flexible, very efficient and cost-effective switching in my portfolios. And the index buying limit here is $10,000. Your minimum amount per index is $50, and your subscription validity is 10 years. And then we have just launched Alpha AI. And Alpha AI is giving you smart passive wealth, because it is the foundation of 3FO and the offer that we are giving you. Alpha AI is it is an intelligence system, but at the same time, our core team is managing it with audited smart contracts, and therefore offers the results that actually pay out the yield in the value proposition that we give you. But next to that, it is also a board full of signals. So if you are a aspiring trader or a very successful trader, then Alpha AI signals are really for you, because then you can basically trade parallel to our own internal teams and do that straight for yourself on your own non-custodial wallet. So what are the key advantages of participating in 3FO? Well, first of all, we're giving you a guaranteed weekly yield, and I will explain that just now. Secondly, there are team-based earnings. There is a BTCC multiplier. This community has started 2 years ago with its own blockchain called COR20, and it's mining its own native coin, the BTCC, the Bitcoin code, on our own blockchain. And this is the first proof of stake where the BTCC and Ethereum are giving you an acceleration of yield. And that is absolutely amazing. And then it is transparent and on-chain, and there is sustainable growth because it's built for the long game. It's not a hype. So as I said, everybody who gets into 3FO starts with the Ignition Pack, which we also call the panel. And the price is $500. And it is designed for ambitious affiliates. It gives you a number of products: Liquid Pay Choice, Protocol Yield, LFG Starter Pack, and Alpha AI Yield Access. And that Yield Access means on $500, if you don't do anything else, it will be delivering you $5 per week in passive yield, up to $1,000. So 2 times the initial purchase price of your pack. We're calling that 2x. So your value delivered is a 2x value on your purchase price. You're getting utility plus lifetime access plus a weekly yield. But there is an amazing acceleration and multiplication strategy that I would like to explain to you. Because if you're buying an Ignition Pack and you then decide to stake BTCC either in a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2 ratio, then you are at the starting point to unlock up to 728,000 in earning potential if you would go all the way up into the sub panel. But if we start with just the first $500, and you would stake BTCC in 1-to-1, which means $500 in BTCCs, then you would be able to make your 2x 3x. So 500 is allowed to become 1,500, and you're not earning $5 a week. You're earning $6.25 a week, until you reach 3x because of the staking. So the BTCC staking is giving you both an increase in earning capacity and an instant increase in weekly yield. And you can even do better because you can go not from to 3x but 4x. That means you are staking 2 times the value of Ethereum in BTCC. And staking means after you have received the full income that you're allowed to earn. For example, with 1,000 BTCC, you go to 4x, which is $2,000. If you have fully recovered to $2,000, then you are receiving your $1,000 in BTCC back because it was a staking. It wasn't a purchasing or selling. And that's amazing. As we said in the beginning, this is for a financial operating system for affiliate marketeers. So there needs to be also an income plan, and our income plan is unilevel. That means you have directs. And the way that this pays is that you can get up to 15 levels deep paid for this compensation plan. But for that, you need a minimum to get to the maximum level of 20 direct people. Now, so far, not too difficult. Everybody starts with the same pack. It has a number of products. It gives you a yield. But what happens then? Then what happens is that the yield potential of this offering is actually exponentially increased, and therefore your income potential is exponentially increased. And how is that possible? That is possible in 2 ways. The first way is here on this page. And I would say to everybody, make a screenshot of this page. This is one of the most important slides that I'm presenting tonight. Because the first panel is $500, but there are more panels that you can save up towards or build towards if you want to work in a syndicate. And that is possible because every panel is triple the size of the previous panel. So we had an ignition pack of $500, a sub panel 3 for $1,500, a sub panel 9 for $4,500, 27 for $13,500, 81 for $40,500, and 243 for $121,500. That's the price. What do you get for that? Well, if you would leave it at the bank in Europe, you get maybe, if you're lucky, 1%. But if it's above 100,000 on the bank, you actually get negative interest. But here, you would get at least 1% per week paid out of that amount, up to 2 times the value of the pack that you bought. But if you also choose to work with BTCCs, stake BTCCs, for example, stake 500 BTCCs, or stake $1,500 in BTCCs, or 4,500 in BTCCs, or 13,500, or 4,500, or 120,500, then you can see that the weekly yield goes from 125% all the way to 50%, 2.5%. So the BTCC gives a higher weekly yield, but it also makes it go from 2 times the value to 3 times the value in potential earning. And then the third option is that you can even go for a 1 to 2 level. So that would mean $1,000 in BTCC, or $3,000 in BTCC, or $9,000 in BTCC, or 27,000 in BTCC, or 81,000 in BTCC, or 243,000 in BTCCs. What that does is that you're having a ratio of 1 to 4, so 4 times the value of your pack, and your weekly yield that pays you out up to 4 times starts with 1.5% and goes all the way up to 3%. So the BTCC, this is the first proof of stake of BTCC together with Ethereum. And that tells you something about the quality of the company that you have participated in. And that is what 2 years of working together, of mining, of harvesting, of buying and selling of BTCCs has brought to us. Now we don't just can purchase products within our own back offices, we can now stake our BTCCs and increase our earnings in Ethereum. And that is an amazing accomplishment of this company, of Chavez and his team, and of all of you who have been working and keeping the company on its path, leaders that have done the work, followers and participants and investors that are all part of this journey. We are so grateful for you, and we celebrate and salute you. Okay, so now you have the picture. The picture is you have products and you have a way of making your money work for you. But now there's a next level, and Think of the fact that I said, listen, we think we're starting to become a deal bank. Think a little bit further. The company is now saying, look, this is a real asset. These panels are real assets, and we are acknowledging those assets in it because it's a cash flow that it represents, and therefore we are prepared to give you leverage on it. It's almost the same as when you have your own house and it doesn't have a bond, you can use it as collateral to get a bond for. So here it's exactly the same thing. Your panel gives you the chance to get a loan against your panel, and that is always 50%. You're seeing it here. But you can only use 50% in one of two ways. So you have a choice between two ways. One is here on this page. First of all, you can actually build up from your panel all the way within your account to the maximum sub panel of 243. And the way you do that is you take 50%. It is then becoming a deposit for the next sub panel. So from the 500, you get a 250 deposit in the next panel. So therefore, you only need 1,250 to top it up to get to sub panel 3. So you take leverage on a lower level panel to be able to make the higher level panel with the higher yields more accessible to you. And what then happens is that you get paid out, for example, instead of 150 a week, you get paid out 175 a week. And the 150 is paying off the 250. And when the 250 is paid off, it pays off, it continues, and it continues to pay you out directly. And the same goes from 3 to 9 to 27. What you can also do is you can also say, you know what, I buy number 5, the 500 myself, and I buy panel 3 myself. Then you are eligible to have the leverage of both the panel and the panel 3, sub panel 3, which is 250 plus 750. It means you have a saving already, a leverage of $1,000, and it means that your sub panel 9 is suddenly available for 3,500 extra in order to be able to go to that loan. So, and what you will see is that the 250 is being paid off from the first panel, and the 750 is being basically recovered from sub panel 3, and you are being paid out the yields from panel 9. So in that way, you can save to a higher panel. And of course, if you're a networker, if you want to go faster, you can use some of your network income to pay off if that's what you want to do, or you use some of that to help harvest and use more BTCC to stake higher. You know, it is for you now a wallet with currency that gives you capacity to build up assets and pay for your crypto strategy. I told you there are two ways that you can actually amplify this leverage. And the second way is that you could choose to not use the 250 for yourself, but to use the 250 to build in your downline, to bring two people towards you. And that means that you can split the 250 in two loans of 125 that need to go to someone in your downline. You pay it off, and they then only need 375 to start up with a pack, which is an amazing way. If you want to go for the builders of a team, then that's an amazing scenario. So you always go from a lower panel to a higher panel, and then you pay the loan back in the lower panel, and in a higher panel, you are taking the yield. And here you can see that it really makes a difference whether you are staking with BTCC or not. Because with no BTCC, whether it's a 3, 9, or 243 panel, it's always 1%. And it's also always 2x. If it is 1 to 1 BTCC, it becomes 3x, and the weekly yield goes from 1.5 to 2.5%. If you stake 1 to 2%, to 1 to 2 times ratio of BTCC, then it goes from 1.75 to 3%, and it goes to 4x. So BTCC means multiplier and accelerating the speed of recovering at least your 1x investment. Now, as we just said, you have a chance to invite someone else and to create a structure for yourself. And there is a level income attached to it. So on level 1, you need 2 people direct on your first level, and you get an income of 10% of each of the 2 people. Level 2, you need 3 directs, and you get an income of 5% of each of these 3. And this goes down all the way to 15, where you need 20 active directs, and you get 1% of all 20. And that's amazing. So this, of course, goes crazy because if you duplicate yourself with 5 people, always choosing 5 people who always duplicate themselves, then you can go all the way from 5 people to 2,525, 625, 320, 3,125, and all the way down. And that gives you 62,500 already. But the company goes a little bit further because, okay, this is for your active work, this is your active income, all based on your own investment and sharing the opportunity. But the company, as you could see, is having the liquid pay card, the pay cards, it has other ambitions. So a broad user base is really important. And therefore, the company is so confident in the results of Alpha AI that it is offering a extra builder's income. And it does that by providing you a percentage of the yield that everybody is getting in their ignition panels or sub panels. So if you are at level 1 and you have 2 directs, then you get 10% of the yield that is paid out every week in the panels of your downline. So that's 10% of every downline. If you want to go all the way to level 15, you need 20 directs, and you get 2% in level 15 of all those 20 or all those people that are on that level. And what we have seen already, because of the way that this company is growing, we are seeing that this builder's yield income is really a very nice feature that builds up very nicely and very quickly. And let me show you an example. Imagine someone in your 3rd level has activated sub-panel 9, $4,500 package, and stake BTCC at a 1-to-2 ratio, earning 2% yield per week, which is $90 per week in Ethereum. Now you get 5% of that, which is 4.5 per week. Now imagine that dozens or hundreds across 15 levels are doing the same. What your weekly income is going to be. So the benefits are that you get bigger panels, BTC staking, and weekly residual and scalable income. All of this is Alpha AI driven income that is shared according to your effectiveness of sharing the opportunity, but also according to what you've paid for yourself. And then there is a maximizer, a high ticket winner, and that is the 3FO rank rewards. The beauty of the rank rewards is that if you're a real professional builder, this bonus is on top of everything. It doesn't affect your 2x, 3x, or 4x at all. It is Ethereum bonus right there and then. But you need to fulfill on a number of criteria. It's a balanced scorecard, as they say. You require a number of active direct referrals, a minimum business volume, a required minimum team size. You maintain 3 active legs in 40, 30, 30, and only for rank 10 you maintain 4 legs. And again, make a screenshot of this page because this is the most important page. Because if you want to go onto the rank ladder, and in this case, if you are rank 3 or above, you are welcome next month in Vietnam. You are having to start this ladder. And the first part is simply start with R1, the boot sequence, because there you lay down the foundation. You need 3 active directs, a team volume of 15,000 in 40, 30, 30 capacity. That means 6,000, 4,500, and 4.5. That basically means 12 packages of 500 in the first leg, and 9 packages of 500 in the second and in the third. And team size is $30. Sorry, 30 people. So 30 people, all $500 is 15,000, and you will get your first reward of $1,000 on top of all the commissions that you have received. And from there, it grows to R2, which means more directs, more team volume, more team size, more rewards. And R3 is the same, goes even further. But from R4, we get something new, because now we need to make sure that in every of those 3 legs, we have an R3. And that is the same. R5 means every of the 3 legs, we need an R4. And that goes all the way to R9, where we are in every of the 3 legs, we need an R8. And then you get the big jump, because then you need to do the same with 1 leg again, because you need to have 4 R9s in the 4th leg. This is the beautiful names of the ranks and the concepts that are there. And why does the system work? It works because it encourages balanced growth. It drives leadership and duplication in teams, and that is so important here. We are at the beginning of a movement. In the coming 2 to 3 years, our financial system is further changing. We are having to learn with each other, work with each other, coach each other, give leadership to each other, experiment with each other. And therefore, sustainability and flexibility is so important in this system. And this has been so beautifully designed because it unlocks millionaire rules with structured team building, and it is 100% additive. It never replaces your earnings. And because we are Bitcoin Code user centric, and we are building the foundation for BTCC maximalists, where you're using your BTCC to stake, to leverage value as you are earning in Ethereum. We're doing this according to strict rules. Therefore, the compensation plan has terms. All earnings are calculated based on active subscriptions. Payouts are processed daily in Ethereum on the base network. Yield is generated from Alpha AI performance weekly. 5% admin fee is applied on all withdrawals. To qualify for Unilever and Builder income, users must maintain required number of active directs and BTCC staking, optional 2 to 4x cap. Rank rewards are paid once upon meeting the criteria, required minimum number of active directs, minimum team business volume, minimum team size, and at least 3 legs in 40-30-30 ratio. For rank 10, 4 legs are required. Income limits are applied per subscription based on staking ratio. 2x without staking, 3x with 1-to-1 staking, 4x with 1-to-2 staking. And users must follow all platform terms, stay compliant, and avoid manipulation or stacking. There is a weekly yield payout, which is on Wednesday. If your pack didn't start on a Wednesday, then you will get the first week a proportional amount paid out. The builder's yield income is also paid out on a Wednesday, and it is on 15 levels. There's an earning cap, and if you are if you haven't taken care of your maximum earning capacity, then that what is going over is going into unclaimed income. You have to make sure you then increase your earning capacity by topping up or buying another panel, for example, and that has to be done before the next business day closing. Otherwise, you can lose it. The panel activation structure is from 500 to 121,500. Needs to be in sequential unlocking. You can't skip. And it is activation via Ethereum top-up or sub-panel loan boost. BTCC staking multipliers, they are making sure that you're either in the category of 1-to-1 and therefore the 3x ratio, a yield payout, weekly yield payout, get between 1.25 to 2.5%, or if you're in the 4x ratio, and that means you have done a 1-to-2 ratio of Ethereum BTCC staking, then you get between 1.5 to 3% weekly, which gives you a 156% maximum annual profit yield. So it's either 130% or 156% at the highest levels of the sub panels. So your potential earning is clear. It lies right in front of you. The sub panel boost system, you're eligible up to the sub panel 81, and the sub panel loan apply directly to the panel, not a wallet. And there's explicit exclusion of sub panel 243. The yield distribution is paid in Ethereum on the base chain and is based on panel value plus BTCC staking ratio. Account and panel stacking. There are multiple accounts allowed, but it must fund individually, and 3FO can investigate suspicious stacking patterns. Compliance and fair usage are important. 3FO reserves the rights to enforce lock periods, suspend sub-panel loans for misuse. Thank you so much. This is an opportunity that is real, that is proving itself. AI has just become accessible to anyone who has a paid 3FO 3FO ignition pack or higher panel unlocked. So it has been incredibly successful, and I am congratulating everybody who made this first 2-month launch possible. And I really look forward to seeing results, hearing results. And if this is the first time you're here, talk to the person who invited you. I hope that you've had all the arguments that you need in order to make the right decision that is for you. And if you choose to join us, I look forward to seeing you in more presentations and educational presentations. Grace, the floor is back to you.
Amazing, Chantel. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful presentation. And I would say, as usual, okay, because you always deliver. Anytime I say that you're going to be fascinated and receive a fantastic presentation from Chantel, she always